Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Indigo here, and I'm just going to be venting because at this point, that's just what the fuck's gonna happen. Because I feel like everybody's going through shit, and like, I definitely speak on the leading by example topic often, and like, I feel like, the spiritual community is like validation for it's like validation for people. I actually want to cover this up because this fucking window right here. It's validation for our gifts and what the fuck it is that we experience, because the world tries to suppress it while we still experience it. And I just have been going through something that my mind has been trying to stomach. Like I have to stomach everything that I'm currently experiencing. Because there's really no validation for this spiritual experience when it comes to the law. In particular situations, it definitely depends on what state you're in, what type of law enforcement are you fucking dealing with. Is it federal or is it just regular police shit, etc., etc.? I don't know shit about that shit because I don't break the law. So, and not that you need to like break the law for you to know about this shit, but I just don't, I don't really know. And none of it makes sense to me because it's all made up, so I don't really understand it all. But that's besides the point. I guess I'm just gonna open up. I'm just open up because there's so much in my mind, and I literally just ugly snot cried. Like borderline almost having a heart attack. Like I'm just trying to remain positive. Okay. But so in my last relationship, okay, that is when my daughter doesn't want to go to sleep. I don't even think that she doesn't want to go to sleep. I feel like it's spell work, residual spell work that's been going on, because every new moon and every full moon, I feel like people manipulate her energy and make her start acting out or just acting different. And I feel like it's just been the same every new moon, every full moon. So at this point, I'm pretty much used to it, which is why I'm in the bathroom, because I need to do what I need to do for myself emotionally so that I can be a parent. Sometimes that requires you to go hide in the bathroom. And it's definitely 12 o'clock at night. She's not trying to go to sleep. I gave her a spiritual bath. We prayed. I have meditation, peace bringing music on for her. She's laying down right now. So hopefully, that'll help. But my last relationship, I was introduced to this person by someone that I was close with, and this person considered themselves to be somebody who leads souls to where they need to be, right? Now I'm realizing it's definitely deeper than that. But I met my ex-partner, and like our relationship started off very positive, very good, okay? But I literally watched him fight this demonic energy that resides within himself. I don't feel like it was always bad, but I do feel like there were multiple lies and multiple plots and plans during the whole relationship. So essentially, it was all bad. It was just hidden. It was like shit with some sprinkles on it. Like, it's like, oh, that chocolate ice cream, but then you smell it. It's like, oh no, that's shit. And during this time, I got to see many different versions of himself. I healed myself. I grew more in tune with my abilities. I learned more about spirituality. I got into tarot. Like, my spiritual experience really like took off at this point. Okay. And I just never really understood what my dreams were until I was in this relationship. And now I understand, like, when I tell people dreams that I have about them, they get really paranoid because it's actually predictions. Like, I'm a fucking prophet. And I didn't understand that because I would be like, oh, I had a dream about you. Like, it was this happened. And like, I would be really like, you know, enthused about it. And like, they would just kind of be like, what the fuck kind of energy. And so so I moved to Michigan with his family, right? And this was kind of like the final straw for me. I really wanted to go to Michigan because I found a job that I really liked and it paid really well and I got the type of hours that I wanted to have. And at this point, I was really focused on my money and, you know, getting a car again and just re-stabilizing my life because it was so unstable. Because, you know, we had, well, not we, but like there's a bunch of shit going on. There are a bunch of lies being told to me about finances and, you know, what people had, you know, under control that they really didn't have under control. And this is kind of when I realized, like, okay, I'm going to have to step in hardcore for this, okay? Or step up, not even step in, but step up, because like when you're in a relationship and somebody's like, oh, you know, like you kind of like compromise and like, okay, I'm good at this, you're good at this, like we both play our roles and shit like that. But if one of the people is lying about what they're good at, then it's not really going to work out. It's not gonna be even. So during the time before we left to go to Chicago, we had a moment where there was just off conversation. Like, I think we were talking about like Michael Myers or something. And the conversation got so intense and so serious. And it was like he was offended by what I was saying, even though I was sympathizing with the character of Michael Myers. And he just was so fucking aggravated. And I'm like, why is this man so aggravated? Like what's happening? And this is when my spirit guides really started to step in and talk to me and speak to me. This was also around the time when I got sick out of fucking nowhere. Okay, I can't even remember what happened prior to me getting sick. All I remember is that I woke up and there's a deity standing in front of me that reminded me of death. And everything in the room was black. It was like my soul had left my body and it was no longer there. It was in a whole nother realm. And this man came. I had broken up with him around this time, right? And this man came and just sat in the chair the whole time I was sick. Like, didn't help me with anything. Like, didn't do anything. And I remember at this point, this is kind of when I got like scared. Like, I started to get scared because I'm like, there's really something not right with you. Like, and I don't understand what it is, but there's something not right with you. This is also when I started to get more into listening to tarot readings because I'm like, well, I'll learn what's going on by listening to these readings. And I did, and then realized that I was dealing with someone who was possessed because they fucking work with black magic. I'm living with a family of people who fuck with dark magic, okay? And I got really sick. And I honestly felt like I was dying. My daughter got really sick, and him and I were broken up, and it was like whenever I would like break up with him or leave a situation, he would always go disappear, and I was just left with our child, which didn't bother me, like, but definitely not fair. And I ended up moving back home, and I started to really think about, like, I was having concerns and worries, like, can I really do this by myself? Like, am I gonna be able to do all this by myself? Like, I just wasn't feeling it, and I was like, okay, well, even if I do end up having to do all this by myself, like, I need a job that pays me really well so that I can do the essential when it comes to providing. And I found a job in Michigan. I found multiple jobs in Michigan. Like, I literally had so many jobs interviewed. It was great. I worked for a company, and essentially he did spell work, or his mother, whichever one, did spell work on my job. And I started to like build up this frustration and this anguish, and just like so much feelings started going on. And I was someone at work inappropriately touched me and inappropriately made comments to me, and I told my boss, and his idea was to have a group meeting. And I was like, okay, well, that's clearly not right. So then I went to HR, and the HR lady was like, oh, well, because he's a shift lead, would you feel comfortable switching to one of our other locations? And this job was literally like right, it's not down the street, it was several blocks away, but I knew that something was gonna happen to where like I was gonna have to end up walking to and from work. So I was like, switching locations is not gonna be good because I'm not gonna be able to make it. And I was like, it just wouldn't be worth it if I have to do that. So they did the whole report, investigation, whatever. They looked into it, and I talked to one of the people that worked there, and she's like, you should really consider your happiness working at this job. I don't think anything that the people have been doing to you has been personal. It's not personal, it's just business. It's just business. It's just business. Like, bitch kept gaslighting me, and I was just like, you know what? These people think I'm stupid, so I might as well just step back from it. So I took a leave of absence, and within that leave of absence, I was like, I could just get a job at another, because I worked at a dispensary. I could get another job at another dispensary. So I easily got another job at another dispensary and started working a new job, which was even closer, and it was easier for me to walk. And it was like every time that I would like go through something and pick myself back up, it was like he would get mad, and then every time I'd be really happy, he would like try to bring me back down again. And I caught on to it because at first it didn't make any sense because I wasn't vibrating at a higher vibration. But I started doing more yoga and meditating, doing like burning bowl rituals and stuff like that, and just really sitting in nature and listening to nature, okay? And like listening to more readings too, which were actually helping me figure out what was going on within my situation. And this was around the time like we physical altercation. I fled. I went away with the baby, stayed in a hotel. I was being heavily spiritual attacked when I was at this hotel. It was honestly like one night that I was in the hotel, like I swear I was back at his house with his mom or whatever, and it was just so much spiritual attack, and I couldn't understand what the fuck was going on, right? And mind you, like, I'm talking to his cousin who is a tarot reader, and she's pretty much essentially telling me like all the shit that he's planning to do, and this and that. I didn't realize that they were working together until after I got back into Chicago because their energy changed. He's really like, oh, I love your dogs, and like they're my animals too. But then once I broke up with him, he pretty much was like, fuck them. Like, if you don't come back and get them, we're taking them to the pound, blah, blah, blah. And like I was really like set on finding them a home. I didn't want to just like get rid of them. I didn't want to stay in Michigan and stay at a shelter because his whole fucking family lived out there. I didn't feel safe. So I came back home to my city. And during the time since I've been here for the last 8 months, I've been under heavy spiritual attack. Voodoo has been being done to me, black magic, mirror magic, people doing illusion work, or placing like spells over water, over knives, all types of shit. People misplacing my mail, and like just so much shit going on, and I've just been rising above it, staying focused on my spirituality. But this has all accumulated to me deciphering and understanding my dreams, okay? And I listened to a reading one time, and it was talking about how like this person, they were talking about my situation, and how, you know, this person is playing with a demon or an entity that essentially like there's no winning with this demon. Like the outcome of that person's life who ended up taking on that role as that demon was they killed their whole entire family. And I had a dream one time about this person standing outside of this apartment building, and he was standing outside, and I'm like I astral projected to this, so I'm like floating around the whole scene, but I'm watching it after it all took place. And he's standing outside, he's completely like zombified, like he's no longer in his body, like you could literally see like the demon has fully possessed him. And it took me into the apartment building, and everybody, I could literally smell blood, like I could smell blood so heavily. And I went into the apartment building, I was hovering around, and everybody in the apartment building was dead. My daughter was there as well, and I seen her laying face on the ground, okay? Sorry, I have a lot of anxiety right now. It's not even anxiety, I just have a lot of emotion. Okay, but prior to this dream, I had a dream, like I literally met with God, like I literally met up with him, and I made a deal with him. I don't remember what the deal was, but as I progressed through my journey, I'm uncovering what it was that I promised him in return for, I don't know, I honestly don't know, because all I remember is, it was like I was talking to my dad, like it was crazy, because like it was just a big bright white light, and I'm just standing there like yes, okay, I promise. And I promised him, like I even made a pinky promise with him, which is a really surreal moment for me. But he told me that I also had a dream where I was in my like apartment, and like this is what alarms me in my dreams, because my daughter isn't there in my dreams, okay? I had a dream that I was in my apartment building, and I was with a friend of mine, and this energy, like this demon, came into my house. So I took my friend out of the house because I didn't want him to get caught up in the whole thing. And I ended up walking down into the basement, but this basement literally looks like a fucking like, I don't even know how to explain it, like something like very ancient and old. But like the devil was mad, and he was essentially burning up where it was that I was. But I stood in the middle of the fire. I didn't catch on fire. The fire literally didn't touch me. Everything was just on fire around me. And this is when God spoke to me and told me that you've paid for your sins. He actually wasn't speaking to me, he was talking to the devil. He said, she's paid for her sins. Like she does not have to pay for anything that you're trying to make her pay for, because she's already paid for her sins. Now is a moment for me to um, and then, okay, so, right, told her about the dream. Right, so, I feel like I can tell the difference between like premonitions and metaphorically speaking dreams, prophetic dreams. I feel like I'm really good at telling the difference. But I just did a reading on a situation, and I'm honestly like sad. I'm pretty sad because I know what the outcome of the situation is. I don't, I, you always like to be hopeful, and you always like to uh, prepare for the worst, but expect the best. But I've had numerous amounts of confirmation on this situation at hand, because they won't stop doing magic on me, they won't stop doing voodoo on me, they won't stop trying to pretty much kill me, and it's making their karma. And we have a child together, and he took me to court for our child, tried to say that I was crazy and a drug addict and etc, etc, and we have to share custody and all types of shit. I wasn't able to get the you see this? I wasn't able to get the proper I wasn't able to take the proper steps because of transportation issues, different sets of laws, so many different things, right? And right now it's like I'm being guided to do certain things, and not to do certain things, but I'm well aware of the fact that like people want me fucking gone. Like people want me gone so bad because everybody's trying to cover up a secret about how they were trying to get rid of me. All the people that were in cahoots with one another. Like I know about everything. I'm not stupid. It's not even about being stupid. It's just that I have abilities and I know about everything that's been going on. I'm aware of the plots, the plans, the schemes. I don't think I'm just detached myself from it, because like who's about to be worried and living in fear and being concerned and shit like that? Like no. I'm making this video now because like I need to vent about this type of shit, and I also like you have to document stuff when it comes to your abilities and shit like that, because otherwise people don't believe you. Like people need to be proven to believe you. But like heavy magic is being done on me. Heavy magic is being done on my daughter. I have been protecting myself and protecting her to the best of my ability, of course with the help of the divine and my spirit guides and even aliens shit. I'm aware of what's all happening and why it's all happening the way that it's happening. And I feel like I'm grieving pre-handedly. And I don't know, it's just, I had a friend who passed away, and before he passed away, when the height of my situation was going on, I received a download from him spiritually telling me that he was going to protect me spiritually. This was somebody who gave me my first crystal, like introduced me to crystal and what it was, and like enlightened me to my spiritual nature. And I seen his face clear as day, and he pretty much told me, like, I'm gonna pass away, like there's nothing you can do about it, but like you need to go home. And when he told me that, that was when I was like, okay, I'm gonna start taking steps to do that. And that's kind of when everything fucking hit the fan. And then once I got home, I was gonna hit him up, but I was like, oh, I could wait. I still didn't realize that like my abilities were like, no, you're dead ass onto something, right? And like he even started like watching my story more, like on Instagram. Like I noticed that he like watched my story more, and I'd be like, damn, maybe that was like a real encounter. But then he ended up taking his life a week after I thought to reach out to him. And that was the moment I knew everything I had been receiving downloads of was actually real. None of what I've been experiencing is fake or false. It's all real, which has me very concerned about particular things, but I've made peace with it because Spirit has made me understand the soul versus the physical body, okay? And with that understanding, I have less regret. But to reflect on everything that I've been going through thus far, it's just wild to like experience all this and just be like an average person. Like, this is the type of shit I expect like Michael Jackson or like Beyonce to be going through. Like, people who are fucking, I don't know, I just expect like, I don't know why I say that. That's just how I feel. I'm not a regular person. My abilities are very strong, and I haven't had anybody to talk to about what I've been going through and what I've been experiencing, because most of the people have a hand involved in it, so they don't want to validate my truth. And then most people don't understand spirituality that I have known. So it's like everybody that I've known, like I literally have like no connection to them anymore spiritually, and I've literally been alone just kind of dealing with all this shit, not having anybody to talk to about it. So I decided that I would start filming and talking about it on YouTube, because I'm pretty sure I'm not the only person that's experiencing it. That's essentially a part of why I built this platform as well, is to have an outlet to express what it is that I am internally and spiritually experiencing, in hopes that it connects people who have had similar experiences, to build a dialogue between people who understand each other and their experiences. I just know that, things are gonna get harder before they get easier. They're definitely getting easier now, but this is a tower moment is approaching, and I can feel it. I do feel like people are plotting and planning to like sneak into my house, or like try to get in my house, try to break into my house, try to like fucking kill me or try to rob me or whatever. I just want to say I have cameras, okay? And even on the side of the house where there is no cameras, our neighbors have cameras. So there's cameras everywhere. You're gonna be on camera if you come over here, try to do anything. You're gonna get caught. It's not gonna go the way that you want it to go. So if you are planning on doing that, just reflect on that part alone and rethink about what it is that you want to do with that information. Yeah, y'all, it's all up in the air. It's all really up to the divine at this point. I've accepted whatever my faith is. Yeah, I've accepted it. Like, I used to have trouble breathing and like I was having like heart, I don't know how to say the word, palpitations, whatever the fuck, how the fuck you say it. And I had a dream that like I literally couldn't breathe and like I died. Like, and I feel like that was a spiritual death. But it was also the result of someone doing spell work and doing magic on me. Okay. People fucking with my breathing, people fucking with my lungs. They tried to kill me when it came to me giving birth. I lost a lot of blood. Like a lot of blood. A lot of mental attacks trying to make me, kill myself, commit suicide, trying to make me do drugs and, just downward spiral type shit. And none of that shit worked. And I feel like people are just pissed that nothing that they did worked. And like, it's just crazy to think like people who literally have children to try to sacrifice them. People who literally get into love relationships to try to sacrifice them. People who literally start families to sacrifice them. Like, nobody, well, I'm not gonna say nobody, but people don't really understand that like the reason that things usually work out for us is because we're in the light. It's because we are working with the divine. Nothing happens easy for us. The last 23 years of my life have been complete, and the last 25, like all of 25 years of my life have been me experiencing really fucked up shit. From being molested, to being groomed, to being mentally, physically raped, to being etc. etc. Like, I remember I have memories of everything that happened to me as a child. I have memories of everything that happened to me as I grew up and got older. I have memories of everything that has taken place. I know that people have done spell work on me to try to forget and etc. etc. But none of that shit, it worked for a little while because I was operating at a lower vibration. The moment I found myself and found consciousness and made my relationship with God was the moment I was saved, essentially, and allowed to uncover why it is that I've been experiencing and going through the things that I've been going through. So yeah, that is what it is. I feel like it's just about to get more interesting as we go along. And it's really sad. It's really sad. Like, it's really sad, y'all. It's really sad, but like, this whole situation, God literally told me like what my mission was and why I was experiencing what it was that I was experiencing. And it's like, it's kind of like, it felt like an initiation, but this has gotten way deeper than anything that I could possibly humanly fathom. But it all had to happen. Like I had to go through every single thing to learn every single lesson to continue to evolve and continue to grow and come into the power that resides within me. So I'm not like scared. Fear is an illusion. I used to be scared when I didn't know how powerful I was. Now that I know, I'm not scared. I don't have any regrets because I truly believe that everything has happened has been meant to happen, and ultimately nothing happens to you, it happens for you. And that has been the repeating phrase. So just remember that whatever it is that you go through, always remember that. And with that, I feel like you will always be able to maintain your peace within yourself. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say. So guys, thanks for watching this video. Definitely check out my description box for where to find me. I have all my links, Instagram, Discord, Twitch, etc., etc. Depop, Cash App if you want to donate, Venmo, PayPal, whatever the fuck, all that extra shit. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching this video. Thank you guys for supporting me. This channel is it means a lot to me in many different ways, and I'm very thankful for the support that I have been receiving. And yeah, I feel like it's just gonna grow, and we're changing the world, like but you guys make sure you have a good night or good morning, whatever time it is wherever you are, and